This happened when I was 16. My parents immigrated to the US before I was born, and like many kids that grow up away from their culture, I was very Americanized. My parents are both Somali. I was at the phase in life where I rebelled. I started drinking, smoking weed, sneaking out at night. Huge no-nos in Somali and Muslim culture in general. After a few months of being a bad kid, my parents decided to send me back to Africa so I could regain my cultural roots and hopefully stop rebelling against them. There's a huge Somali population in Ethiopia because of borderlines and stolen land. My parents were raised in the outskirts of Ethiopia, and that's where they sent me for 6 months. I landed in the capital, Addis Ababa, early in the morning and felt at peace. Addis is a beautiful city, and it looked really modern. I was dreading going to the rural part of Ethiopia. I converted my money to the Ethiopian currency and hailed a cab. The plan was for me to spend one night in a 5-star hotel, and my uncle and aunt would pick me up the following morning. I was alone in a completely new continent, so I was already terrified. But I felt like since I was staying at a nice hotel in a nice part of the city, I would be fine. My father has some Arab lineage, and that passed down to me heavily. I am the only one that's light-skinned in my immediate family, and no one thinks I'm black by looking at me. I get mistaken for Arab or Armenian and such all the time. Little did I know this would end up saving my life. So I get to the hotel. It's a big skyscraper, absolutely stunning. It looked better than some American hotels I've seen, so a lot of my nerves went away. When I walk into the lobby, there's a very handsome man at the reception desk. Ethiopians and Somalis have very similar features, so at the time I just assumed he was Ethiopian since I was in Ethiopia. If I would have spoken to him in Somali, assuming he was Somali himself, I would probably be dead right now. He's very nice and speaks English well. We're bantering back and forth, he's saying how he knows I'm American because Americans all walk like we're being rushed, things like that. He then asks me how old I am, and I automatically say I'm 21. I had a fake ID back home that I would use to buy liquor and such, so that was always my default age. After talking a bit more, he hands me a key and I go upstairs via the elevator. After settling in a bit, I get a sudden rush of thirst that almost takes over my body. I had noticed a vending machine in the lobby, so I decided to go down there and buy myself something. The way the lobby was set up was that the reception desk faced the door. There was a huge lobby with a seating area and an open bar-style restaurant behind the desk. The vending machine was kind of tucked into a corner of the lobby. It was close to the desk, but only if the person at the reception desk turned completely around could they see who was at the vending machine. I take the stairs down and make my way to the vending machine. I see the man at the front desk get up and walk into the side room that was right next to the desk, which I'm guessing was their break area. The door he entered through he had locked behind him, but there was another door to the break room on the opposite wall and end, and was right next to the vending machine. As I'm contemplating on what drink I should get, there were many foreign options I wanted to try. A busboy from the restaurant walks past me and enters the break room through the door I'm close to. I then hear a voice say in Somali, "Is that the Arab girl you were talking about?" My ears perk up and I start listening. The reception man replied and says, "Yes, she is so sexy and I can't wait to fuck her." I didn't even think the reception guy saw me when I had gone downstairs to the vending machine. He would have had to turn his whole body, and I didn't even notice he was staring at me as I was thinking about what drink to get. My mouth drops as I hear that. The other man replies and goes, "These dumb Arab bitches think they're safe traveling alone. Give me your room key for tonight. If she screams, I'll slit her throat." As soon as he says that, he walks out of the break room and back into the restaurant. The reception man goes back to his desk and he calls out to me in English, "You need help with the machine? It is difficult to understand." I couldn't look at him, my hands were shaking. I shake my head no and buy an orange Fanta and run back upstairs to my room. I grab my bags and take the elevator back downstairs. As I pass by the reception desk, the man starts shouting, "Ma'am," and asking me where I'm going. I turn back to him and say in Somali, "I am Somali and I understood everything you and that man said," and without giving him time to react, I run the fuck out of there. I'm crying at this point. I keep turning to see if the man is following me, but he's not. Luckily, the area was downtown, so I entered a restaurant that was Somali-owned about 5 blocks away, and I told the owner everything. She and her husband were so sweet, she called the police, who didn't do anything, and let me call my uncle and aunt on their phone. The wife then let me sleep in their apartment on top of the restaurant. They were strangers as well, but she reminded me a lot of my mom, and she even knew my aunt and uncle and spoke to them on the phone as well. The next 6 months were heaven compared to that. So, reception man and busboy, let's not meet ever again. You're the reason I can't stay at a hotel by myself. Thanks so much for watching. If you have a true scary story that you would like featured in one of our future videos, send us an email at themidnightfoxofficial@gmail.com. Our contact information will be in the description below. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications to make sure that you don't miss out when we post new content.